hey. Got him! Got him!
And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gym in the Crypto episode 1290. Today is Wednesday, February 5th, 2025, and I'm King, here to bridge the gap between the community and crypto every day, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m.-ish. Today's top stories: Bitcoin block size could grow to 4 megabytes with inscription, says research. U.S. wants to bring stablecoins onshore, Trump crypto czar says. SEC is scaling back its crypto enforcement units, being reported. SEC is evaluating retroactive relief for past coin offerings, and Ohio senator introduces state's second Bitcoin reserve bill, and more. But first and foremost, of course, let's go ahead and take a quick look at these prices on the day. Oof, looking amazing too, folks. Quick little bounce back, and we're back to normal. Nothing has changed in the land of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. All right, Bitcoin is coming in hot right now at $98,510, down 0.43% on 24-hour clock. Ethereum is at $2,800, up 1.03%. Number 3, Ripple XRP at $2.50, down 5.68%. Number 5, Solana at $203, down 4.6%. Number 6, BNB at $572, down 2%. Number 9, Cardano at 76 cents, down 0.96%. And Tron at number 10, 22 cents, down 0.21%. Excuse me. Fear and Greed Index has dropped again back to 38. Bitcoin dominance at 60.2 and Ethereum dominance at 10.47. Those are your prices on the day. And what up, though, to all the warriors? Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Oh, that's got to be the next one I get. I get it, though. Welcome back in the sound box. But welcome back to the show, everybody. Super Mario, Patrick Walter, Magnolia Pelican, Hyben, Memories with Mike, Alapio, Jake Fever, Lord Smith, Jerome Jones. Who else we got in here? Kareem, Thomas, Shanti Edwards, Wisdom Bars, Illmatic Crypto. Good morning, everyone. Podcast is updated. I finally got the podcast optimized, so that thing is being updated immediately after the show. And yes, it's gonna have some fun thumbnails coming too. I figured out my little rhythm right now. We're in good shape right now. Great shape right now. All right, let's get this show rolling. Because like I said yesterday, I'm going to attempt to start staying at these 30 minutes at least during the week. On Fridays we can go a little bit more crazier. This really isn't a whole story because I legitimately covered it yesterday. So it's getting to the point: what's coming first, the chicken or the egg? Who's copying who? I don't know. Or are we all just that much in sync? And I mean, if I'm in that much in sync with all these analytical firms and media sites out here, then we definitely got to collaborate. But again, I mentioned yesterday where we were talking about Ethereum scaling. Possibly it was just in the air. Others had the same independent idea that, hey, we already talked about this with Bitcoin. Now we're talking about Ethereum. Great time to talk about it with Bitcoin again. But Bitcoin block size could grow to 4 megabytes with inscriptions. Researchers saying block sizes have increased steadily since Bitcoin's Taproot upgrade, but they have more room to grow according to the meme pool research. So I won't go into this full in-depth story for you all. There's plenty of information online if you want to research it. I'm just bringing it to your attention. And the reason why I'm not going to go fully in depth, because I know a lot of you from like the technical point of view are like, boring. I don't want to know about this, even though this is super interesting stuff to talk about. And it does cause a civil war with Bitcoin. But essentially, as I mentioned the other day, Bitcoin already had this big scaling debate back in 2016, 2017. And it was decided that, Bitcoin Cash went in one direction, saying, I'm going to increase the block size. Whereas Bitcoin in general said, well, we're going to increase the block weight, the amount of transactions you can get into one actual block or whatever. So that's been solved, but they're saying, hey, ever since then, we have more upgrades, more things are coming to Bitcoin, like inscriptions. We're talking all types of things being tokenized. This story goes into depth about it, and they're saying, hey, we may actually have to look at the block size again and talk about how we're going to scale it, because right now it's already essentially being filled or almost filled with the amount of things that we're doing on the blockchain. Now, again, to me, this article is just kind of coming up on the heels of Ethereum. So it's not a big deal yet. It'll become a big deal when you hear about it. Also, I think there were a lot of lessons learned from the last time Bitcoin scaled. So I think it's in a better position to scale again once it's time to do so. But I kind of actually read through this article before we started because, again, I already knew it was going to be technical, knew it was going to be kind of boring. I just want to get the theme of it. And the overall theme is, hey, nothing is happening right now. However, we are adding to Bitcoin like inscriptions, and they're starting to drive up the size of the blocks that we already have, that we've already made more efficient. So they're saying, hey, in the future, there's a pretty good chance, as it says here, um, as early as late 2026 through mid 2027 to 2029, the blockchain could reach 1 terabyte. And then these will be the moments we may have to actually scale again. So if that were to happen, a couple of things. First, as I've said this year, like publicly, this possibly may be my last year. We'll see. And for a lot of other people, I know they're banking on this year being a good year and them kind of exiting out of crypto in general. I say all that to say there is a chance Bitcoin may be hijacked before the party is officially over, before we reach the year 2140 and we're all dead and gone and our kids are mining Bitcoin or whatever. Like the project may be hijacked before then, especially at the rate it's going now with ETPs, ETFs, mass confusion, bringing things here, there, everywhere else. Like this is enough confusion to actually do a fork right now, to do a hard fork right now and convince the majority of the population, whatever new Bitcoin they come up with is the new Bitcoin, right? So not only would this scaling debate come back into fruition here in the next few years as we may need to scale, but this is going to be like the narrative they're going to try to push with it, which is why they're probably already talking about it now to start to alert some people. But again, we'll see if consensus rules out as it did last time. I'm not so sure it will this time, only because there are a lot more people who want to actually see it fail, right? There will be a lot more people going with quote unquote consensus saying, hey, yeah, this new Bitcoin that we proof of stake is now is the most important thing. I saw Ethereum put out something talking about how important proof of stake was and how proof of work was a thing of a past, a relic. And it's like, really, that's the thing that works best right now. But my point is expect the narratives to change. Right now, there's nothing going on. However, they are planning and plotting. And again, I think this will lead to another hard fork where they try to take over Bitcoin. Hominy said what I said before the show. You're thinking, what if the big guys create a fake Bitcoin and get the rest of the world back on the same Federal Reserve, but it just be digital? Exactly. So look, we're all thinking the same thing. I'm sure they're thinking the same thing too. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna make it happen. Let's see. Yeah, you say you went to a strip club and got mad when you saw negative people. I need to clip that quote. Clip it for me. Somebody clip them and send it to me. I just saw on this platform they got a new way to clip the quotes with the AI. So we'll see if I can start doing it that way. What else is going on in the United States? United States wants to bring stable coins onshore. Trump crypto czar says is official. They're making their moves. Trump's administration plans to regulate stable coins and bring the market onshore with a focus on US dollar backed digital assets, according to crypto czar David Sachs. Hey, I mean, listen, whether it actually happens or not, because I do on the surface think that's going to be a super lofty goal, I still want to give a hand clap. Perfect time to sip some water as well. All right, so U.S. President Donald Trump's admin has confirmed plans to regulate and bring stablecoin innovation onshore, according to Trump's crypto czar David Sachs. Stablecoins are one of the key areas of focus for the Trump administration, alongside Bitcoin adoption and blockchain development. Sachs said on CNBC's Closing Bell over time on February 4th. One thing I would want to say is right now, from a Bitcoin and crypto perspective, they are doing an excellent job. And the reason why, and things could change, but if for those who've been here for years, if you remember years ago, I was already saying, hey, CBDCs and stable coins, why do we need them both? Like I was like, it's the exact same thing. Like literally the exact same thing, with the exception of a CBDC being ran by a bank, essentially, right? Like a bank will have their own CBDC and force it down our throats as citizens and the government. So I was already kind of like, there was no reason to have both. I got to find those old shows. Of course, they're still here. I got to find one that actually talked about it though. But I think this is one of the times to kind of point out that one out as of now in this term, right? In this administration, CBDCs are over with. I'm sure the next one will try to bring it back. But as of now, it's over with. They're going full stable coins. To me, it makes more sense anyway, because you're bringing people and keeping them on the digital side, whereas CBDCs is still kind of trying to keep them back on the cash equivalent side. But I'm happy to see the stable coin. I'm happy to see stable coins are being triumphed as far as them being a base hit to get people toward crypto. Of course, that being a base hit to get people toward Bitcoin. So I think this is all good. And I think the United States has a chance. But again, I think whenever we start doing something, you will see other countries copy. It's like, all right, well, if the United States all of a sudden says Tether is a good stable coin, watch how MICA and European countries and everybody else says, all right, well, Tether, you're friends with us all of a sudden overnight too. So I think it'll be the same type of strategic proliferation of stable coins. You'll start seeing governments do it. You'll start seeing institutions do it, trying to get the U.S. a stable coin to back them. It may be Circle, actually, if you look at it that way, already backed by Goldman Sachs. But I do think that will be the short-term future. And clearly, it looks like that's the direction we're headed in as well, since Sachs is saying this is what the administration wants. So they're saying here the stablecoin market has already taken off, but mostly offshore, adding that the U.S. now wants to bring this innovation home. So this is me off the top of my head right now. I'm gonna read the sentence. I just saw it mention numbers, but I was gonna throw some numbers off the top of my head from what I already know, and that was going to talk about Tether and the profit they made. I saw a headline yesterday, I think, that said they brought in $19 billion on the past year in profit, right? I don't even think that's revenue. I'm pretty sure that's profit. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. It may be revenue, but I thought it was profit. Regardless, revenue and or profit, $19 billion for a company that's what, less than 10 years old, and low competition, no barrier to entry for the most part outside of government interference. Why wouldn't the US take it over? And actually, that is what I'm talking about. That's a better plan than just blindly saying, hey, we're going to pay off the national debt by just taxing the crypto market. It's like, how about you operate in the crypto market and you can make the money? You won't have to tax everybody crazy. So to me, this does look like a good plan. If the plan is what I'm looking at is create or develop or hijack a stable coin for the US market, start charging the same fees as you would any other. Stable coins right now still make sense in this market, especially when it's super volatile. When we're saying, hey, there may be a 40% dip, it might be a 30% dip. All right, it makes sense to put your capital in a stable coin. And as soon as you do that, the country gets their cut. Whatever, it's been happening already. And they are correct. All that capital has been going offshore. So again, this looks like it is a good move. It says here, stable coins are a $227 billion industry with 97% of its market compromising of US peg stablecoins like Tether's USDT, which alone accounts for more than 60% of the total stablecoin market cap, according to data from CoinGecko. Again, very few competitors here. Makes sense for the government to kind of step in and try to get their cut. Still leaves us little guys alone, right? Us in the retail market aren't really effective. If anything, we get stronger stable coins and more competitive ones, I think. And then also something that I think that will be a positive here is that who's saying here stable coins as a new digital dollar, possibly. And that'd be one of the positives is, again, the digitization of everything. We're going fully digital. They're bringing the stable coins over. I'm not sure exactly how you would invest in them unless you were going to be investing in the companies behind them, but it looks like is all is well on the stablecoin front. They are here to stay, and this is probably going to be really big for Tether. If the big if Tether isn't looked at as an adversary. Right now, the United States is already trying to push a bill saying that you can't download DeepSeek AI. They're not saying DeepSeek, they're not naming it, but they're essentially mentioning, or they're basically saying that if it's a foreign chat GPT competitor, we shouldn't be working with it. That's DeepSeek. All right. That bill is, or they're already trying to write that up in Congress. That's going to happen with Bitcoin, private wallets, and everything else. We've seen them try it already. So we know that's going to happen. So my thing is, will that happen to the likes of Tether? And what would the market look like if that were to happen? What would happen if we wake up one morning, the United States government, the Trump administration says, hey, you guys can't mess with Tether the same way you can't mess with TikTok or anything else that is coming from these foreign countries. That would be crazy to see, and people would actually follow through and follow the US on it. And then B, again, the US actually came up with and pushed a stable coin. I think the market cap would explode because right now, that was the thing I was going to forget to say. Right now, a lot of people don't know what stable coins are. People don't. There's so many people in NFTs and meme coins that if you mention stable coin, they go, wait, what? Stable what? Like, well, do you know when your coin's going to dip? Yeah, I got a pretty good idea. You could just put it in a stable coin and don't get the loss and then come back when you're about to take the gain. What is a stable coin? A lot of people don't know what stable coins are. So, yes, I think if the US rolls this out, it's going to be huge. It'll be another reason for them to leave us little guys alone and they can still get their taste of the pie because we know that's all it's about. They just want, listen, they just want.
Maybe I'm special.
You are special.
You see that right there? Special Investigations Unit. Special. Get it? 10 grand. First of each month. Deliver it right here.
They just want a little taste, folks. That's all. We got to give them their taste. And once they get it, they're happy and they're off and away. All right. Uh, that's the good thing. Let me go ahead and take a quick peek at these comments and at the same time figure out why it says, okay, yeah, what's going on? Have my AirPods connected and they disconnected. I don't know. I don't like when this happens. Let me hit this one more time. There we go. There we go. I had to hit that one more time. My AirPods connected. Chat said, let's see. Oh, first and foremost, thank you for the tip. Power of 9, United States Bitcoin Reserve. It's going to happen. Jake Fever said, if Bitcoin gets hijacked and you own it, you will be a 1%er. If not, you will be Bitcoin rich. That's a good point as well. That is a great point, Jake. All right. I'm assuming airdrops, right? Hard fork, you got to get an airdrop. Whatever you have in Bitcoin, you'll get in the new crypto. That is true. If they were to hijack it and they ran the numbers up with it, you will either be Bitcoin rich or you be cash rich as well. So not all is bad. You just wouldn't be using this new and brilliant technology the way we use it now because the United States would effectively killed it. That is the bad part. Let's see. Stablecoins equals fiat for private corporations, a big nothing burger. You already know, Lord, it was a big nothing burger. But again, for the people who haven't been here for years, who are brand new, you got to remember, most of America is hearing about Bitcoin and crypto for the first time through this administration. So if there are nothing burgers, but to them, there's like big something burgers. But I'm definitely with you. For those who've been in, whatever. Stablecoin is going to be like the cell phone companies. All them networks going to be trash, but you're going to need them. Exactly. They're going to take it over. All right. Oh, man. Now to talk about what's it called? I guess when you're like about to do the roast or whatever, like the celebrity or the special guest, I guess. I don't want to say special guest. I don't know the word right now, but for now we'll say special guest. Oh man, I don't know. The topic of the day, the reason why we're gathered. There we go. Now to talk about the reason why we're gathered here today. That sounds like a nice little segue intro right there. The SEC is scaling back its crypto enforcement unit is being reported. That is right. My. What will a few years make a difference? Okay. All this building up, all these task forces, all these cryptos for criminals. We got to stop them. We got to get them, all this bad stuff. And then next thing you know,
Got him. Got him.
the SEC's 50-person crypto unit is getting a shakeup with some staff reassigned to other areas. The New York Times is reporting. Looks like some of the lawyers in the crypto unit will be assigned to other departments in the agency. The New York Times reported on February 4th, citing 5 people with knowledge of the matter. Oh, 5. Oh, that means, hey, listen, think about those numbers. 50 people, 5 of them possibly talk. That is a percentage. Hey, you got time? I'm gonna tell you everything that's going on in this office. One of the crypto unit's top lawyers was also moved from the SEC's enforcement arm, which some complain was an unfair demotion, according to the sources. Oh, Trump said, I want the best lawyers working for him, and I want to put them on the environmental desk. Save the birds. Y'all worry about Bitcoin and the environment, right? Go save the environment then. Y'all don't need to do nothing, no finances. Cold-blooded, bang, bang. Oh, man. For those who don't know, this is an old school military move. I learned this in the military. This is real, folks. You piss off the wrong person in the military, you'll be doing 3 or 4 years in Alaska or wherever else you don't want to go. And they'll befriend you too. They'll send a different officer your way or a different enlisted person your way. You won't even see it coming. They'll be, hey, man, how you been? Yeah, man. You know, this place. Yeah, I know, man. This place, whatever. Yeah. Yeah, so where you going next, man? I don't know, man. We want to go, man. You know, Hawaii, San Diego, here, there. Yeah, man, them places I'm trying to go to. Man, we should try to go together. Yeah. Where wouldn't you want to go to? Where's the place you would not want to go? Oh, man, you know I want to go to Afghanistan this year. You know I don't want to go back to Virginia. You know I don't want to go to Alaska. It's too cold, man. Yeah, you know I want to go to those places. Hey, sir, man. Yeah, here's the deal. I'm gonna get his job, right? All right, cool. I'm gonna tell you how the real world works right now, folks. This is how the real world works. That quick. Oh, just take him off the whole desk. Don't even leave him there. No, send him away. I don't want to see or hear from this guy no more. This is the whole thing where it's like, is low-key a career killer. Now, if he's a G enough, if this lawyer is good enough, he'll understand the program the way I just explained it. And again, if you're at the SEC's desk at this level, you're one of these 50 people, you should know how to play the game. And a part of this game of the game is shutting up and taking your licks. All right. Get demoted, do your lateral transfer, shut up for the next 2, 3, 4 years, and the next administration will reward you. You know how this goes. Don't play it. If you buck this system, and I start reading these reports about y'all not happy about these demotions, lateral transfers, we can get you up out of there now. You can lose your whole job. All right. So I would suggest there should not be any more articles about this coming from the New York Times and 5 people familiar. We shouldn't see no more of this. All right. Y'all just had y'all time in the sun for at least 4 years, if not 6. It's enough to get you promoted for the next administration. Sit this next 2 or 4 off. You got a bad boss for some of you. Let it be. All right. Or keep going. I would love to see some of you get fired publicly for nonsense. When they be like, hey, he was staying late using company time. He's like, well, I was working for the American people. No. He was staying late using company time. Like, make them suffer if they want to buck back. Again, this is a SEC spokesperson which declined Cointelegraph's request for comment. This report comes just hours after the SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce outlined the regulator's new approach to regulating the crypto markets. We'll be talking about that as well. So literally, the SEC Commissioner came out and said, this is the new way we're going to do things. And then they said, and everybody who's been here, they go in different directions, basically. They said they are careening down on the road while incessantly slamming on the enforcement brakes. The crypto road trip on which the newly announced crypto task force has embarked likewise should be more enjoyable and less risky than the crypto road trip the commission has taken the industry for the last decade. Wow, there we go. At least they can admit the last 10 years, it's been a ride of your life. At least they can finally admit it. Where's that applause? I got to get these things back in order again because I need to give her an actual hand clap for this. Now, the next thing I would like to see is them say, hey, if you are a crypto company, you can prove you've been in this industry the last 10 years and we did you wrong. Just give us the receipt so we can pay it back and call it even, call it fair, so we can do Americans right. Because here's the problem right now. And this is where everybody, like right now in these moments, like, why aren't you super rich? Where's the houses and the cars and this? Is like the SEC, the IRS for some people, like the Justice Department for some people, like the government, not just institutions and banks, not to mention the Bank of America calling me in like I'm a child talking about why I'm buying Bitcoin, but not to even mention private companies. But you also have governments that have our own most powerful government on the planet has literally been saying we're going to slow your roll down when it comes to this crypto. All right. Thank you at least for admitting this has been going on and people aren't being crazy conspiracy theorists. I mean, honestly, I would like Reggie to come out and say, I want an apology from the SEC. If you remember, he didn't plead guilty to anything. He paid them off in order to be, to be released or not messed with any longer. And that's a good point to lead into the next story. SEC is evaluating retroactive relief for past coin offerings. Wow.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready?
The SEC is evaluating retroactive relief for past coin offerings. It's too late. Like, this is what I mean. What is retroactive relief when the price of Bitcoin was $10,000 and y'all suing people and having people scared to make moves? Like, what is relief? You're going to give us a 10x relief? Like, that's not happening. Come on. And I mean, I will actually, it'd be interesting if it were to happen. I'll just say that. SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce said on February 4th that the agency is reconsidering whether certain types of crypto assets are securities. And again, this goes back to what I said about self-regulation and not following some of these man-made laws and listening to these people. They are at odds with each other. Literally, they're making laws on Wednesday nights and Fridays without any types of votes for anyone. So I don't even know how that's a real democracy working. Then to add insult to injury, every year or two, or not even every year or two, different agencies are flip-flopping on what laws they have, who's enforcing it. Is essentially whatever agency gets you by the hook. If you can afford a lawyer, good luck. If you can't, super good luck to you. Like, so it's kind of crazy to me to see that. It's like, this year they want us to be taxed this amount. But again, in 3 to 5 years, a new administration might come in and be like, that's some bull. Like, you don't have to get taxed on this, i.e. what's happening right now. So again, it's kind of crazy to even see guidelines, rules, and crypto laws when they're going to be super arbitrary and change. And not only are they going to change just because a new administration is coming in and is doing the right thing, they're going to change because a new administration is coming in being backed by the new project. So legitimately, we could say Dogecoin won this round. What's going to happen when Pepe wins next round? What's going to happen when Dogwood wins that round after that? And then our favorite, what's going to happen to African booty scratcher farts when they win the round after that. Like, it's literally going to be whoever altcoin or crypto coins has the most capital to give to a presidential election. What that determines the winner. Then they come and say, well, you guys get taxed, you guys don't get taxed. ICOs count, ICOs don't count. Oh, Ross Ulbricht, sorry, we gave you a double life sentence plus 40 years, but we're going to let you out with this new administration now 12 years later. Like, where does the madness stop? This is absolutely insane. But this is U.S. SEC is carving out a new path to the crypto sector, evaluating the security status of crypto assets and potentially providing retroactive relief for certain token offerings. If they give retroactive relief to Reggie Middleton, some of y'all on here are gonna have to, hey, y'all gonna have to owe that man an apology. All right. This is them saying we may have made some mistakes. He falls under this category of the mistakes that could have been made, according to this February 4th statement issued by SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce. Thank goodness they're not calling her that other name. Finally, the White House newly announced crypto task force will use its tools to provide better regulatory clarity for digital assets, something the commission was criticized for failing to do under ex-chair Gary Gensler. The task force is recommending commission action to provide temporary prospective and retroactive relief for coin or token offerings under certain conditions, including providing and updating specified information and agreeing. Here we go, because I already knew it was going to go. And agreeing not to contest the commission's jurisdiction in the event of a case alleging fraud in connection with the purchase and sale of the asset. Agreeing not to contest the commission's, how much time I got left? Because I'm not about to, okay, I got 27 minutes. I got 3 minutes. I can't go on this rant right now. I said I was going to stay at 30 minutes, including providing and updating specified information and agreeing not to contest the commission's jurisdiction in the event of a case alleging fraud in connection with the purchase and sale of the asset. So essentially, this is what this is saying. It's almost like it's really arbitration. It's arbitration, but for the government. This is what crypto companies are doing too. Like, yeah, well, maybe we'll XYZ for this for you, maybe, if you agree not to take us to court, if you agree not to XYZ. So whenever there's a if you agree not to contest, blah, it's like, all right, here's the effing. So a couple of things. This could work properly if they do not do one thing, which I know they're going to do. But if they decide not to tax this process, then I'm cool with whatever agreement they make. And that's only because it will be considered a double spin. And what I mean is this: if they say, yes, well, Reggie Middleton, for example, we'll give you 80% back of what you lost, even though that would still be a kick in the, because it's like, yo, the price was then, there, and now, and this is the price. I need way more than that. But let's just say they say, hey, we'll give you back 80% or whatever, right? And they said, well, you got to sign this. Basically, you're not going to take us back into court. You're not going to say if there's any funny business, if someone accuses the company of funny business, if any weird thing happens, you're not going to say, well, technically, I wasn't supposed to pay them because I was supposed to pay the CFTC. Or technically, I wasn't supposed to pay anyone because this wasn't even my doing. This is so, like, you won't do any funny business. This will be said and done when it comes to the American justice system and regulation. Take whatever we're going to give you, walk away for forever. Don't bring this up again, please. Don't be like Keefe D 30 years from now talking about, in 94, I was with the people who killed Tupac. It's not about the agreement we gave you. You're trying to embarrass us. We're going to throw you in jail and violate you. Good luck trying to beat the government. Like, that is what's going to happen. So as long as I think someone like Reggie would say, fine, whatever, maybe I'll take the money or whatever, and you don't tax that 80%, we're looking at a fair deal. If you tax that 80%, and it's already less of what Bitcoin is worth back then, like, no deal. No deal. Don't sign it, folks. Don't sign it. Don't sign it. Don't sign it. No deal. But regardless, I think it's just interesting, and we should point this out that it is official. The SEC has officially capitulated to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. All right.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
They've officially capitulated to crypto. Oh, my. I mean, listen, at the very least, for people like me who've been in a very long time and seen the dirty stuff they've done, like, I'll take this personal petty victory any day of the week. And with that being said, last but not least, the United States is again capitulating. Ohio senator introduces state's second Bitcoin reserve bill. This story is in the headline. I'm not going to go over it. I'm just reiterating that states are starting to signal on a daily basis. This is another state signaling is going to happen. There's only one way this party is going to stop. All right. Make sure you smash that like and share. I'll see you all tomorrow with some more news. If you catch what I'm about to put down, do you understand? But there's only one way this party stops.